Hi, social media family. It's your girl, Danielle Spencer. For this week, I'm going to actually talk a little bit more about my books, given like some of the things that are happening now. Um, the first book I'm going to talk about is the one where I talk about what data theft is. And basically, what data theft is when someone gets access to your data and you did not give them permission to do so. So I particularly wanted to like promote that book so people can understand um, and get a knowledge and awareness of what data theft is, and to talk about some of the things that we can do, especially some non-technical solutions about what we can do to protect ourselves from data theft or to try to mitigate some of the um, repercussions for when data theft happen. It is my belief that you can have the best technical solution out there, but if we do not address some of these human factors, that it's basically going to void out any technical solution that you have or may try to use. So it's very important that not only do we look at the technical part, but also to look at some of these human factors that the reasons why data theft can occur and what we can do from a policy and a legislative perspective to protect ourselves. The next one that I'm going to talk about, the book that I have, is my first book called Digital Assassins. And in that book, so why do I keep talking about data theft? Why do I think it's so important? So in my first book and the second one, but really in the first book, it talks about some of the things that can occur, especially from a technical perspective when data theft happens to you. What are some things that can happen? So, for example, someone knowing your bank account information and being able to do various things to your bank account now that they have that information, not only your PII, but also specific, checking or savings account information. Uh, if a bad actor is be able to have access to that. So that book, I would highly recommend for people to understand what the different scenarios and the different things that can happen to them once you have become the victim of data theft. And the last book that I'll talk about, was my last one, is Digital Assassins 2. And while Digital Assassins 2 also has some of the scenarios or things that can happen once data theft occurs, it really focuses on um, some of the, I would say, outcomes that can happen once, or if you try to take a specific entity to court to talk about when your privacy has been violated or someone has committed data breach and your data has been taken without your knowledge. One of the specific things that I talk about is like, because all of this is based on my personal experience, how basically my experience has been you have to be almost destroyed before you can get any civil remedies. And yeah, I feel like I've been screaming about this for some time, like, hey, people, we need to pay attention to this. But what I don't think any of us should be okay with is that basically someone have to almost destroy your life before you are able to have any type of repercussions from when your privacy has been violated. I think that things need to change so that we as consumers, we as citizens have to wait until something catastrophic has happened before we can act or have any action done. And that's my personal belief. But I think others, if you really read, especially book one, and see all the different scenarios of what can happen, I think more people would kind of fall into that category of, wait a minute, I don't think we need to wait until catastrophic events occur before we should be able to take action on when data theft happens. So that's for this week. Really wanted to promote the books, and if like they're available online, any online, just about any online bookstore, you can get them there. If not, especially if you live in the DMV area, they should be at your local library. and then some libraries in other states. But I would highly recommend so that you can educate and have an awareness of why it's so important that our data, especially our personal and financial data, be protected. Have a great week, and that's the video for this week.